What's up? What's good, everybody? It is your boy Poon, and I am here with another video for you. First, I would like to thank you for coming to my channel, The Life of Poon. And today, for you, I am going to answer your question as to why are you single. This is going to be straight to the point and give you an in-depth answer as to why you're single. Today is a special video because I'm going to have 8 piles for you. Usually I don't have that many piles, but I was feeling very generous today. I have a lot of energy today, so I said, why not, And it's like I said, it's going to answer your question, why you're single. And definitely check out the photo that I have as the thumbnail, or you can definitely check out the piles that I'll be showing for you in just a little bit, where you get to choose with your intuition which pile is calling out to you, and it will answer your question as to why you're single. So without further ado, let me get started by pulling out the beginning 8 piles for you, so you can definitely check that out. Again, thank you for coming, and you know, if you hear some good stuff, awesome. If you hear some bad stuff, don't take it as don't take it as bad juju. Don't take it as a bad thing. Just take it and, apply it and do better, or, keep doing what you're doing. I feel like everyone deserves love. Everyone deserves happiness. So, that's why I'm doing this. And this is for all my singles out there, all my single people, all my single ladies, single men, we definitely gonna give you some answers. I'm feeling really good today. I'm feeling real good energy. So without further ado, definitely check out the 8 piles that I'm going to lay out for you so you can see exactly what's calling out for you. Definitely choose with your intuition which one is calling out for you, which deck is calling you. Ask the question at this moment, why are you single? So you can definitely pick the right pile. You can definitely choose with your intuition. Choose what your soul is calling you to. If you like the picture, that doesn't necessarily mean that the pile is for you, but you can definitely choose with your eyes if you want to, if you are drawn to the artwork provided. I will be pausing this video so you can have more time to look and see which card is for you. But without further ado, I am going to start with pile number 1 over here. Pile number 1. Thank you again for coming to my channel. This reading has definitely been in the queue for some time now, and it's time to, get it cracking as to putting it out there. So before I start, I feel as though, you know, it's time to put yourself out there. It's time to really just stop being scared. Stop putting yourself last. Stop the BS. Really, just stop the BS. It's time to put yourself out there. And I'm going to start with the message on the back of the card that you chose. Pile number 1, you chose this card. Look at the artwork. See how beautiful it is? And it says, I can replace false premises with law-based premises, which is indicating to me that there may be a lot of thoughts holding you back, a lot of thinking that you just can't have what you truly want, which is a lie. And this reading is going to be all about how you can implement new ideas into your head, so you can receive what you want, because it's all a mental game for you that I'm seeing so far, is that you've been holding yourself back mentally. You've been thinking every girl or every guy out there is for the streets, and that you can't fully trust so far. And on the back of the card, it says There has been a theme of unfolding here, of replacing flawed premises with law based premises, and we would like to leave you with a final one. And your quote for today is: we all make too much of all of this. It is simpler than we all make it out to be. Be easy about it. Be kind to yourself. Do things that feel fun. Look for things that bring you relief and just easily move into that place where all things that you want have already been aligned for you. So just as I was telling you before, that I was picking up on this energy of you just feeling like you can't have what you truly want, and it's time to put yourself out there. It's time to fully put yourself out there with the competition, because yes, you may be feeling like people aren't for you because of X, Y, and Z, and maybe you feel like you're too good for people. And in a sense, if you feel like you're too good for people, then you may be right. But it's like you have to change your thought pattern here, and you have to change these thoughts that come into your head of thinking everybody may be for the streets and they just a F boy or F girl. It's time to replace those thoughts with law based thoughts. And that's all about just thinking positive thoughts about what you truly want out of life and what you truly want out of a relationship. And without further ado, we are going to get some tarot cards here for you, because it's time to replace those thoughts with some good positive thoughts that make you feel good. Because some of those thoughts that you've been thinking about when it comes to relationship haven't been the best ones, and it's time to let go of that. It's time to fully feel alive. It's time to fully get into your power and realize that we all deserve love, and we all deserve what we truly want out of life, because the time is now. The time is truly now to get what you want, to fully understand that timing is on your side, and it's time to let go of those thoughts of just trying to rush forward into certain things without fully thinking it through. I think that's what hurt you in the past, is that you wanted to rush into things, with a lot of different things in this world, where you rushed into it and you got screwed over. You thought certain people were for you, but they truly weren't for you. And it's all because you rushed into it without allowing the foundation to build. And by you doing that, rushing into things, and thinking that, and this is the younger version of you, thinking that everybody was going to play the game how you play the game, that's what made those thoughts come into your mind, of just feeling as though people are just out to get you. People are just, they can't F with you, because it's like you rushed into things and it messed you up. It made you start thinking, oh, wow, I put my heart out there, I put myself out there, and now you're steady thinking no one is truly for you because you've been burned, so many times. And it's like, no, a lot of people see you, a lot of people talk about you, and it's like you have to realize the power that you hold and who you truly are, because it's like you have so many options. Timing is on your side, and it's time to fully realize that, yes, you made mistakes of the past by rushing into things, and you don't have to do that anymore. I feel like you rushed into things, and like I said, you got burned a few times, and it made you now start thinking that people are just horrible, and that people truly don't want you, and that, and it's these thoughts that's keeping you in the past. It's these thoughts that are keeping you stuck. It's those thoughts of, that younger version of you that was just so open and vulnerable, that now that you got burned a few times of putting yourself out there, now you're feeling like you can't move forward. And it's like you're stuck in that shadow part of your mind, just thinking that no one is truly for you. And that's not the case. That's truly not the case. It's time to heal that past, heal, forgive those people's people from the past and realize that you have so much to offer. So I feel like the reason why you're really single is because you're having those thoughts of the past that are keeping you stuck, and you're feeling like you can't fully move forward when you can. You have everything on your side, and it's time to go seek therapy. It's time to release those emotions and those thoughts because it's keeping you back, because mentally you have been self-sabotaging by thinking that these people ain't for you, that this life and this world is truly out to get you. And it's like you don't know how to heal it on your own. So you definitely have to go and speak to someone that is wise, because it's like you've been heartbroken for some time. And it's like you got to stop fearing so much of what's happening around you and stop fearing all the horrible things that you hear about what's happening in relationships. It's time to heal that. It's time to move forward. It's time to really just go speak to a wise counsel and realize that you have to release this burden of these mental thoughts in you. It's like you're fearing every outcome that could possibly happen and really being your self saboteur by just thinking that you're going to get hurt again. And by you thinking you're going to get hurt again, you will get hurt again. And it's really sad because I see that you're such a beautiful person and you're not seeing that everything is on your side at this moment, but you're not following your intuition. It's like you are like, you know that you want love. You know that you want to put yourself out there. You know that you want X, Y, and Z, but you're not following what your heart truly wants. It's like your heart is saying one thing and your mind is telling you no, because you know what happened last time. It's like you want to put yourself out there, but your mind is telling you no because you don't want to get burnt again. And it's time to let go of those thoughts. It's time to broaden your horizon. And if that means moving, just know if you do move, that you have to heal yourself, because even if you try to run away from certain things, those certain things will still follow you. So it's time to broaden your horizon, broaden the way that you think, broaden the way that you move throughout life, because you can't keep moving the way that you're moving. It's time to really release and really move forward and really realize that, yes, it's time to move on. It's time to stop being insecure. It's time to really look at these insecurities of all these things that you have, all the past mistakes that you made, and stop rushing into things. Get to know somebody first. Be a friend before a lover. Stop allowing these insecurities to keep holding you back, because it's like you see all these people, these are all these thoughts that you're having of everything that you went through. And it's like I feel like you tried to change yourself so many times for these people, and by you changing yourself so many times like you did, it made you stop being so authentically you. Some of those authentically you versions of yourself have been hidden in the shadows, all because you tried to change yourself so many times for different people, all because you wanted to please people instead of pleasing yourself. And yes, everybody's not for you. And that's why you have to really understand that understand that you cannot allow yourself to rush into things without getting to know someone. You have to have the faith and realize that you're here to get exactly what you want, and stop with the whole, oh, it's me playing victim mode. When yes, it was you that was running into things so quickly without getting to know someone. And yes, it is you at this moment that are keeping you stuck in the past because of these certain thoughts that you're having. And it's time to realize the certain people that's for you and some of the people that's not for you, because it is time for celebration and it is time to really get to know people, but you have to get to know them, not try to rush into things so quickly, because that's what messed you up in the past. And the one card that fell on the floor is that you have to have balance. You have to make a balance between your life at this moment. You cannot keep being so much on this side and not being enough on this side. And I feel as though in the past you were so much heavily on, let me make everyone else happy. And that's what messed you up. And I'm going to get one more card for you. You had a lot of toxic love, and it's time to release that. It's time to release that and get more balance in your life and realize, like I said, the quote is for you as I end this reading. The quote for you is be a friend before a lover. Pile number one, I thank you for coming to my channel. Thank you for listening to me go on and on. I truly appreciate it. But without further ado, I am going to be moving on to pile number two. I want to wish you a great remainder of your day. And be positive. It's time to release that negativity in your mind. Pile number two, what's up? What's good? I'm feeling good. Once again, thank you for coming to my channel. Um, this is going to be your reading on why you are single. This is going to give you the answer that you've been looking for all this time as to why you're single. And before I got to your pile, I just felt like you just needed more peace in your life. That's all you needed. That's all you needed was just a little bit more peace in your life and to really just bring in the good energy of this world. Just if you got a sage, if you got to start working out, if you got to really just start hydrating yourself, just adding more peace into your life. And the card that you chose is my manifestations are the indication of my beliefs. So what are your beliefs that you're having right now? What do you truly think that you are worthy of? The back of the card, it says, it is always true that whatever you are living always matches your vibrational patterns or belief. It does not matter if you have an excellent excuse for your negative thoughts and negative emotions. They still equal your point of attraction. What is manifesting on every subject in your life? Is it an indicator of the beliefs you hold and your patterns of thought? So for me, it's just indicating with this card is everything that is in your life right now. The reason why you're single at this moment is because of the thoughts that you have been having, and is currently manifesting exactly what you believe. And at this time with this card, I see me, me, me. So are you just solely thinking about yourself? Are you solely thinking that it's all about you in relationships? What is it? What do me means to you? What do you fully believe at this moment that you are worthy of having? Why is there so much emphasis on you at this moment? Have you went through certain things that got you to a point of just fully focusing on you? And if you truly are focusing on you, are you having the right thoughts in your life at this moment that is truly worthy of getting everything that you want? Because I believe that, yes, there is peace in your life, and it may be because you're solely focusing on you. And it's like, if you want a relationship, why aren't you manifesting it? If you want someone in your life, then you're going to have to realize that, yes, you have to be selfish and be about yourself, because without you, you can't fully please someone else if you're not pleased with you. So at the end of the day, you got to have a balance. You got to focus on yourself, yes. You have to have peace, yes. But what is stopping you from having the relationship that you desire? What is stopping you? So let's get into the tarot cards so I can definitely get a little bit more indication as to why it's all about you. Because yes, you may be all about you, but if you want a relationship, babe, you're going to have to, yeah. So I believe it's some toxic patterns that you're having at this moment, and it's time to let them go, and you know exactly what they are. You have evolved. you have really been seeing certain things that you have to let go of. And maybe it is that um, version of you that is so all about you. Maybe it is that version of you that, yes, you are peaceful, truly being with yourself, which is a good thing. But there has to be a balance, especially if you want a relationship, because it can't just be all about you all the time. So what do you know that you have to let go of? Because there is a time coming where you're going to have to really have a new thought pattern, a new belief system, a new way of communicating, because this old version of you is dying. I believe you had some narcissistic tendencies, which is okay. We all go through it at times, but it can't be solely all about you all the time. Yes, you have got your piece focusing on you, but now you know that it's time to evolve. You know that it's time to stop fearing every outcome, because I believe that the reason why you were solely all about you is because you were hurt. You were hurt. Someone hurt you bad, and you started feeling like, because your quote unquote soulmate that you thought was that past person, it wasn't. So it hurt you so bad that now you started just solely being kind of narcissistic as well, by just saying it's all about me. It's all about pleasing me. And that time period is coming to an end, because you know that you have to release that hurt. You know you have to release that thought pattern, those toxic ways that you were having of just solely thinking that you were the only one that can be pleased for now on. Because if you want this relationship, you have to stop fearing all these outcomes, these different outcomes of it's. I believe you got hurt so bad that now that you fear everything that's could be a blessing in your life. You've been so shy because you've been scared to open up. You've been scared to be vulnerable with people. You've been scared to fully embrace who you are. And it's because of that past person that hurt you so bad that it's time to let go of that. It's time to move on from that. It's time to realize that, yes, you have all these options, but you don't have to fear every outcome of everything happening. It's time to be your vibrant self again. It's time to let go of that past hurt so you can fully embrace who you truly are, fully be who you are, fully get the life that's meant for you. Because, yes, like I said, you have been peaceful. You have been at this time period of focusing on you. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but if you want to evolve and get out of this negativity that you've been in, it's time to stop thinking so low of yourself. Realize these thought patterns that you've been having, and it may be because of that past person that hurt you so bad, that really tore you down and really just messed you up, that made you start thinking, oh, it has to be solely about me all the time. When it's time to let go of that and start being the vibrant energy that you are, because the time is now or never. And I believe you fully know that it's time to move on. It's time to start putting your creations, putting your good energy out there when it comes to getting into relationships. It's time to fully start realizing how much you bring to the table, and start realizing what you have to offer, and start realizing that you have so much to offer, and that people will be blessed to have you in their life, and that you don't need to keep holding yourself back, and that you need to have more faith when it comes to getting what you want, and start realizing that your manifestations are the indications of your belief. So the reason why you're single is because you haven't been really manifesting someone. You have truly just been focused on yourself, all because you've been scared of putting yourself out there and being vulnerable. When you have to have a balance, you have to have a balance. You have to have a balance. I'm not saying totally forget about yourself so you can get in a relationship. I'm just saying that you can't just be so focused on the past hurt that it's not allowing you to move forward. It's time for you to, wow, drop these insecurities. You know what the insecurities are. You know that that person hurt you. And it's time to move forward. It's time to really start loving on you. It's time to start manifesting the love of your life and stop thinking that um, that your love of your life is not out there, because you have so much loving energy in you. You have so much loving energy in you. And I'm so proud of you, because at the end of the day, you are this person that can have your heart on your sleeve, but you closed yourself off all because of this past person. And it's like your heart is telling you to open up, and you know it's time to open up, and you know it's time to fully get back out there. And you can't keep allowing yourself to just keep holding yourself back, holding your creativity back, holding your expansion back. You can't keep holding everything in. And I believe that's why you're single, because like I said, you've just been so focused on you, and you've been so focused on not getting hurt again, that you're scared to fully put yourself out there. You're scared to put your creations out there, because I feel like your love life is tied to your creations. I feel like once you start putting yourself out there, once you start letting go of these insecurities, you will find the love of your life, because it's like you're not seeing how much you have to offer. It's like it's all about you, me. But it's time to start realizing that the reason why you got so focused on me is because of that past hurt. Because look, if you can't read it, it says you are about to meet your soulmate. So I'm so proud of you, because you have been doing the work. You have been doing the work, but it's time to let go of that past you that has been holding you back mentally. Those toxic thoughts that's been holding you back mentally. You are truly about to meet your soulmate, and I'm so happy for you. I really am. And that's such a good thing to see. And look, oh my gosh, I can't make this up. Love is here. Open yourself up. Love is truly here for you. So, pile number 2, I'm going to leave you at that. It's time to let go of that toxic BS from the past and move forward, because truly you are about to step into what you truly want. Just open yourself up. Learn how to be vulnerable again. You have been in that moment of me for some time now, and realize you got to that moment of you thinking fully about yourself is because, yes, you needed that time to focus on yourself, but now it's time to expand. Allow yourself to put yourself out there, put your creations out there, because you are about to meet your soulmate. And I'm going to leave it there. I want to wish you the best, and I wish you the best of luck. Thanks. Pile number 3. What's up? How you doing today? I want to thank you for coming to my channel. I'm truly excited to be doing this reading for you. I just had to clear some energy out, and I'm feeling peaceful. I'm feeling happy. How are you feeling? This is the card that you chose, and it says, relationships I don't want. Clarify those I do want. So what does that mean to you? I feel like you went through some relationships, maybe some toxic relationships that you had to learn from, and which was a good thing, because like the card says, you have to look at it as, yes, you went through these toxic relationships, but they helped you clarify what you truly want out of life, and how you want your relationships to be in the future. So it's like, don't look at it as, oh, I went through this, and oh, me, and da 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 da. Yes, those things did happen, but didn't it teach you a valuable lesson? It taught you what you truly want out of life, and it taught you that certain things aren't for you, and that you shouldn't be trying to manifest those toxic things that you thought you wanted, but it really wasn't what you wanted. And on the back of the card, it does say, whenever you know what you do not want, you always know more clearly what you do want. So, any point in time, moment of awareness of another person's undesirable situation, give your undivided attention to the idea of improvement that has hatched from your interaction slash observation. And as you learn to do that, not only will you be increasing value of others, but you will see how your relationships with others add immeasurably to your own becoming. So what that means is that yes, when you see undesirable things in others, don't just be so angry about it. Don't be so ready to throw in the towel, because when you realize certain things in others and in yourself, don't be so hard, because we all have so many things that we want to change about ourselves and others, that yes, you can change them, but don't be so judgmental about it. When you see certain things you don't like, just imagine in your head and start manifesting exactly what you want, either out of that person or in your next relationships that you have. Don't be so judgmental and be so ready to cut it off, or be so judgmental to the point of ruining the relationship all because of one moment in time. You can easily see it and give thanks to realizing certain things that you don't want in relationships. And in your mind, just start imagining that person or you becoming exactly what you want. And I feel like with your card right here, that it may be time to let go of whoever, because it's time to let go of your ex. And if your ex is still in your life, it's time to let go. Um, it's truly time to let go of your ex if you are wanting a relationship. And it's time to realize that your ex gave you clarity on what you want out of relationships. And you hanging on to your ex is keeping you stuck. You hanging on to those past memories is keeping you stuck. You holding on to comparing yourself, comparing everybody to your ex is keeping you stuck, when it's like, no, don't do that to yourself, because then you are becoming your self-saboteur. Like when you meet somebody new, don't compare them to anybody else. Just see them for who they are. And that doesn't mean that you have to cut them off at the first red flag that you see. Talk about it and start imagining what you truly want when you see that red flag. It's time to put yourself back out there and put an end to the old stuff. Like I said, let go of your past. It's time to let go of that old stuff, because that old stuff didn't satisfy you. If those old things satisfied you, then you wouldn't be in this reading wondering why you're single. It's time to let go of that. It's time to step back out into the limelight. It's time to really understand that that old version of you is no longer you anymore. You did not want those things from the past. Even if you got broken up with, you did not want it. Your body was telling you no, because yeah, a breakup did happen, but at the same time, when you really look back on it, were you truly in love? Were you truly in love? Or did your emotions just overwhelm you and you thought you were in love? It's time to let go of that. It's time to let go of that old version of yourself. It's time to let go of that ex. It's time to realize that your ex gave you clarity on what you truly want. And your ex is an ex for a reason. Because you just have to have more confidence in yourself. You have to have more confidence in your relationships. You have to have more confidence to say, hey, I deserve this. And I didn't deserve that. But now I know better. And now I'm going to do better. Now I'm going to manifest better. Now I'm going to clarify what I truly want out of my life. And if you're still, like I said, if you're still in communication with your ex, it's time to let go, because you're the type of person that has a big heart, that just want to please everybody. You want to fully not be in no conflict with anybody. So you hold on tightly to certain things because you don't truly believe in yourself. You don't truly believe in moving forward. You don't truly believe in letting go of certain situations because you want things to always stay the same. And you're not the same person that you used to be. Your heart has grown tremendously. You are more open to things now. So it's time to really start having confidence in yourself and realize that, yes, you deserve everything that you truly want. And it's time to start having a more balance in your life, because your heart is telling you one thing, but your mind is telling you another. And it's time to, point in case, it's time to fully allow your heart to lead the way and allow your mind to make it happen. And what I mean by that is listen more to your heart, because it's like you're at an imbalance here. Your heart and mind is not in balance. Like I said, your heart is telling you one thing and your mind is telling you another. And your mind may be playing tricks on you when it's like your heart is, or your heart is playing tricks on you. Which one is it? You don't fully know. But I really believe it's your mind that's playing tricks on you, because your heart is more open than it was before. But it's like your mind is keeping you stuck on the past, thinking that you still want the same things from the past, but you don't. And it's time to realize that, yeah, you've been in this lack mentality, and it's time to get out of it. It's time to realize that this lack mentality that you've been having has truly been out of your control, because you weren't realizing how much power that you hold. And now this lack mentality has gotten you to believe more of yourself. It truly has. And you have to realize that these lessons that you went through, because these lessons, yeah, they were hard. Yeah, you had to go through certain things that maybe messed you up. But these lessons were all for a valuable reason. It was there to teach you what you truly want out of life. And that's why it's so important to let go of the past. So important to face your fears. So important to put yourself out there. So important to be vulnerable again. So important to really realize that your heart is telling you certain things, and it's time to listen to it. Stop allowing your mind to come in and screw you up, because it's time to have a new way of thinking, because I see that you have to have this new way of communicating, this new way of thinking, because you've been having these blockages that may be keeping you stuck from having the children that you want, the relationship that you want. And it's like it's time to really start believing, it's really time to start believing that you are capable of having what you want. And I believe that's why you went through this lack, this poor vibration that you've been in the past, because it was just letting you know what's for you and what's not for you. And it's time to really start getting clarity on, like I said, what you truly want, because you already know, but something is holding you back. And I believe it's your mind. And it's time to start truly listening to yourself and being your authentic self, and realizing that you hold the power. You are in control. And it's time to just let go. That's what I keep hearing. It's time to let go and have more faith. Have more faith, because this newness wants to come into your life, and realize it's time to realize what's for you. What's truly for you. What is truly for you? That's what I'm going to keep saying. What's truly for you? Ask yourself. Allow your brain to start thinking. Start thinking. What is truly for you? I recommend you start writing it down, because you went through this low vibrational energy for some time, and you went through it for a reason. So realize you went through it. to really start clarifying what you truly want out of life, what you truly want out of relationships. It's time to let go of that ex. It's time to let go of those past hurts. It's time to let go of those things that's just been keeping you stuck, because like I said, your heart is more open than what it was in the past, and you have to let go of those lack mentalities, because you're not lacking anymore. It's time to be authentically you and have a new way, new mindset, have new faith. Know that you can build anew, but you don't want to build anew because you're so stuck on the past. I'm going to get a few more of my sayings that I have here for you that I got in a little baggie. You may be having some sexual insecurities. Maybe your ex made you feel like BS. And maybe you're scared to move forward because you think that your body is not perfect and that nobody's going to want you because of X, Y, and Z. But let me tell you, it's somebody for everybody. And it's time to let go of those sexual insecurities. You're really having them. And it's time to really focus on you. Me, me, me. Not in a narcissistic way, but in a way that is going to bring more value to your life. It's time to really start loving you. Start putting more faith into you. Because I feel like you'd be scared to move forward. You'd be scared to move forward because maybe you feel like you spent so much time and effort with these people that you're scared to let them go. But you have to start realizing what is truly authentically you. Face your fears. Come more into balance with what your heart is telling you. You can't keep tricking yourself the way you've been tricking yourself. And I'm going to leave it there. I want to wish you the best. And check out my other videos if you so happen to see something that interests you. Click on it. I'll be happy to, give you some whatever advice that you see on my page. No one's perfect, so stop trying to be perfect. What's up, group number 4? You chose this beautiful card, and I ain't gonna lie, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's so nice. And what I'm getting so far from it is that change has really came and did a number on you, whether that's good or bad. But change is in the air, and things are changing at a rapid rate. The card you chose is I am a vibrational being, vibrationally getting my desires. In the back of the card, it says, you live in a vibrational universe that is managed by the law of attraction. And so it is important for you to acknowledge that you are vibrational beings, consistently emitting vibrational signals of desire. And when from your human form you offer a vibration of what you want because you know what you don't want, so you know what you do want. You cannot contemplate any subject without equal components of wanted and unwanted appearing vibrational in your experience. So what I'm getting just from reading that is that there may be some confusion in your love life, and it's time to make a few changes here, because it's really tying you up in some form or way, and it's time to really start realizing what you want and what you don't want, because it's like you're in these relationships that just confuse you. You may be with somebody right now that it's like y'all together one minute and then the next minute y'all not. So that's why a lot of changes may be happening, and why a lot of things just seem to confuse you. Like even when I was reading this, I was trying to read it, And mind you, I can read, but it was just a little bit of confusion that I just kept feeling, and it couldn't even put me on the right path. So you may be going through certain things, and it's time to make a few changes. And whatever that changes means to you, that's just what it means for you. But it's some changes that need to happen, or they're going to be made for you. They will definitely be made for you if you don't take control and realize that you can't keep being confused like the way that you have been. So let's pull some cards. Let's see if this is what's happening. I see newness coming, a new passion, a new beginning. And it's like, that's what keeps happening. You get into this newness, and then as soon as you get into the newness, something pulls you back to confuse you. And it's like, you got to start being more aware. Start using your brain a little bit more by knowing what's for you, what's not for you, and start making your desires known. Start letting people know that what's your desires, because it's like this whole confusion, and I feel like it's like you're getting pulled back and forth from this new beginning and the past, just like always trying to come in just to hold you back. And it's like, no, start using your brain a little bit more by knowing like what you want and what you don't want, because you're building something and it is substantial. And I'm proud of you because you're managing it well. You're managing your money well. But it's time to really start realizing the power that you hold, and that you don't have to be so confused any longer about none of this stuff that's happening. It's like you have to have a change of perspective. And if that means taking time out for yourself to get your heart chakra together and to let go of this old depression that's been holding you back, and this confusion that's been holding you back, and these things that's been weighing you down emotionally, then it's time to do what you got to do, because you do not want it affecting your money, because these emotions that you've been feeling have been heavy. This confusion has been heavy. So if you want this newness in your life, it's time to make some decisions. It's time to realize what you bring to the table and realize what someone else is bringing to the table, and then clarify if that's really for you or not. Because what I'm seeing so far is that it's time to move forward. It's this newness that's in your life or coming into your life, and it's time to really clarify what you want and what you don't want, because it may be friends holding you back. You may be drinking a lot. You may be partying a lot. And is it really worth it? Is it really benefiting you? Because it's like emotionally, you effed up. And it's that confusion. When it's like you're not even realizing that you're this beautiful being here. So beautiful. And it's like, it's time to really start speaking positive into this newness. Start thinking more positive into this newness. Start speaking more positive into this new life that's trying to come into you. Because like I said, you may need to speak to a wise counsel. You may need to go to therapy, because mentally, your emotions been messing you up. And it's because of that confusion. Yep. Okay. It's a done deal. Like for me, this is definitely gave me the clarity that it's like you are holding on to the past so strongly that yes, this newness is trying to come into your life, but it's like, yeah, as soon as the newness come in, you start reminiscing on the past. You start comparing whatever the newness to the past. You start thinking of the past instead of allowing this newness to fully come in, and then you be confused. You be confused because you're steady comparing everything to the past. And it's like maybe it's because you don't want to step into the newness because of your shyness, because of you feeling like you don't have much to offer, because it's like you're getting the clarity that you need. You're getting the abundance that you need. But then it's like soon as these newness and new ideas and new people and new things and newness comes into your life, it's like you get sucked back in. You get reeled back in to start thinking that you're not enough. And you start thinking that you start getting tongue tied, you start getting confused, you start getting overwhelmed. And it's time to realize what you bring to the table and how much you bring to the table, because this new love is here. It may not be marriage. It may just be new friendships. It may just be a new thing that just emotionally makes you feel good. It's here. And it's like you're coming into the person that you're supposed to be, which is such a great blessing in your life. But it's like, it's time to stop comparing. It's time to stop comparing. Truly, it's time to stop comparing, for real. Because like I said, newness wants to come into your life. It really does. But you're moving forward, but then it's like you're trying to avoid the inevitable, if that's the right word. I know I probably screwed it up, but I don't care. It's like the changes that completely has to be done. You know it, but you're not filling up your own cup. You have success, you have balance, you have this new journey. You do. You have things working out for you. But why aren't you filling up your own cup? It's because of that confusion. It's because of that toxic relationship. It's because of you comparing yourself to others. It's because of that toxic relationship of those mental thoughts that you're having. It's like your love life is kind of locked up in a sense. You may be speaking to people that's in jail. You may be just locked up in a sense where it's like you're not fully moving forward like you should be. And it's because you have to connect more with your heart space. You truly do. Something in your love life is keeping you locked away. And being locked up ain't a good feeling. Because love is here. You have to open yourself up. Love is here. You have to open yourself up and realize that what's for you and what's not for you. And you can know what's for you and what's not for you by knowing how you feel. Really connecting with how you feel. It's like you push your feelings to the side like they don't matter because you're so caught up in that whole comparison of the past. When the past is the past, stop reminiscing on it so much. And I think that's why your love life is locked away at this moment, because it's like of this past hurt. This past hurt. Wow. It's time to realize that it's time to fill up your own cup and realize how beautiful you are, and that you can't keep locking yourself away like this. I don't know what that person did to you, that they just got a hold on you, or what they made you just think about yourself, but you need to realize what thoughts are yours and what thoughts are keeping you back. Because the thoughts that are keeping you back is really not for you. And I'm gonna leave it at there. I want to wish you the best, pile number 4. Check out my other videos. But other than that, what's up? Pile number 5. 5 is all about change. 5 is all about sacrificing. So what I'm getting so far is that there is time to make a few sacrifices in your life. It's time to make a few changes in your life and realize that you are in control of your love life. It's time to, what are you going to sacrifice to get the love that you want? What are you going to change to get the life that you want? For real. That's what I'm getting so far. It's like you want certain things cut and dry, and you want the truth, no matter how it comes off. So I'm going to give you what you want, baby, because I feel as though you are seeing clearly, but there's a few things that just need to be changed and rearranged, and that's truly okay. That's truly okay. So we're going to get into it, and we're going to see exactly what you need to hear as to why you're single, because change is upon us. And the card that you chose is, I will not try to control the uncontrollable. So what are you trying to control so hard? Are you trying to control the other person? Are you trying to control yourself from over-loving? Are you trying to control yourself from getting hurt? When it's like, you can't keep trying to control certain things that can't be controlled. And when I read this, I instantly saw the meme in my head where a guy is trying to mop the ocean water. And it's like, how dumb does that look? You trying to control these things that you truly can't control. You can't control who you're gonna love. You can't really control who's gonna love you. So why you keep trying to play yourself and looking crazy by trying to just, like I said, control the things that you can't control? And on the back of the card, it says, we want you to reach the place where you are willing, not just willing, determined, not just determined, eager, to let go of the need of control of things that are uncontrollable, like what anybody else is doing, and give your undivided attention to the only thing you can control, which is how you feel in any given circumstance. In other words, we want you to leave this moment saying, I decided that I'm going to take life as it comes, and I'm going to do the best that I can do in the midst of what I'm doing. Which is a beautiful message. I just feel as though, like, it's time to let go of trying to control not getting hurt, trying to control not being talked about. It's time to really just stop being so fearful of what people are going to say, what people are going to think. That's what's holding you back. You've been sad. You've been self-sabotaging your life, all because it's like you're trying so hard to get people to see you this way, when it's like, be authentically you. Stop trying to get people to see, etc., etc., etc. If they don't see your worth, bump them. Who cares? You can't try to control how people see you. And I did the same thing. People are going to think what they want to think and say what they want to say. So stop trying to control every aspect of your life, because you're looking like the fool. Looking like the fool, trying to control everything that you can't even control. How are you going to try to control how someone else feels about you? That means you're going to be bending over backwards for this person, bending over backwards for that person, just so they can, quote unquote, see you in a good light. But that doesn't even mean that they, even if you do X, Y, and Z, that doesn't even mean that they're going to even see you in the best light. So stop being a fool. So let's get some tarot cards here on the table Yep. People pleasing. People pleasing. That's why you're single. Because people have taken advantage of you because you're always bending over backwards for everybody else and not pleasing yourself. What do you truly want out of life? What do you truly want emotionally? Because at the end of the day, you're not for everybody and everybody not for you. So what are you going to do at this moment to realize that you matter? What are you going to do at this moment to realize that some of these people that you're trying to please don't even matter? I think that's what your love life has been this whole entire time, is that you've just been pleasing everybody else, but you haven't been pleasing yourself. And that's why you're single, because you never took out the time to please yourself. You never took out the time to celebrate. You never took out the time to get other people to give to you. It was like you was always giving. And it's like, it's time to celebrate with your friends. It's time to be a friend before a lover. It's time to stop being such in a rush to get to X, Y, and Z, but to enjoy the ride. Get to know somebody. Get to know yourself. Party if you got to. But you can't keep just trying to do this and do that for everybody. Because it's like, it's making you insecure. Because it's like you're always trying to change for everybody. It's like you're so focused on everything else instead of building a relationship with yourself, instead of building your wealth up. And I believe that you are wealthy, but it's like you're always giving, 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 giving. When is somebody going to give to you? When are you going to drop these insecurities? When are you going to realize that you hold so much power in you and that you don't have to keep dimming your light for other people? It's like your heart and your mind is out of balance. Listen to your heart and allow your mind to create what you need to create, because you have so many creations, you have so much passion, you have so much wisdom. So why are you holding yourself back from moving forward? It's time to move forward, and I believe that you are moving forward. And even if that forward means that you got to take out time for yourself, even if that forward means, hey, I may have to be by myself for a little while, even if that forward means, hey, I got to be at this certain place, whatever that could be, because this is a general reading that it's like whatever it could possibly be, it's like move forward and learn from this lack mentality that you've been having, and realize that it was for a reason. And it was those lack mentalities, those low vibrations that you've been in, was for you to clarify what you want and what you don't want, and to also help you realize that you don't need all this stuff around you. You don't need all these people around you. It's like fake. So many fakeness. So much fakeness. On you and on them. Because it's like new passions want to come in, but there's blockages that's happening, and that's all because your heart and your mind is not in the same page. You have been hiding. You have been hiding. You have been hiding. And it's like you may be just so insecure, and that's why you're hiding. You don't want people to see the real you. So it's like you rather please these people than to please yourself. It's time to face your fears, because I believe love scares you. You may have had parents that were just narcissists, that it just felt like you just always had to be the good person, the good boy, the good girl, always pleasing them to try to get them to love you. And it's time to really love yourself. I feel like people do love you, but it was like you couldn't accept it even if they told you. It's time to be more authentically you. It's time to get into your body. It's time to realize what your body is telling you. The reason why you've been single is because you've been so focused on everybody else, fighting for things that's not for you, fighting for this life that's not for you. And it's been a mental game. It's really been a mental game. It's time to meditate. It's time to take out time for yourself and realize that, yes, it's time to focus on you. To become more independent, to fill your own cup up, because it's like you may be using drugs, drinking alcohol, all because you're not going after what you truly want, all because you're not believing in yourself and believing in your creations and believing that you are independent and that you can stand on your own 2 feet. You've been looking for other people to come into your life and rescue you, when it's like, no, you rescue you. And I'm going to leave it at there. It's time for you to rescue yourself. It's time to let go of those past hurts, those past people. It's time to make the sacrifice. It's time to make the sacrifice for the greater good. And the greater good is what's greater good for you. Not for everybody else, but for you. And I'm going to leave your reading there. Oh, nope, I forgot one more thing. Hopeless, you're a hopeless romantic. Everybody's not for you. Everybody is not for you. So stop trying to be for everybody. I'm going to get 2 more for you. Everybody's not for you. It's time to create a balance. Make a balance in your life. And that balance is making that sacrifice for the greater good of realizing that you got to make a goal for yourself. And that goal is to love you and not to keep trying to change yourself to please everybody else. Because the reason why is because of your insecurities. It's time to work on these insecurities. It's time to realize the power that you hold. It's time to realize who you are. It's time to let go of what your parents did. It's time to realize that, yes, your parents most likely were narcissists. And you were always trying to please them. Or your caregivers or somebody. It was like you was trying to please them all the time. And now it just trickled down to your relationships, that now you're trying to please everybody in your relationships, but allow some people to please you. Mwah. And I'm moving forward. What's up, pile number 6? I'm so grateful that you are here. I'm just clearing out the energy, and I'm feeling really good today. And I hope that you are too. You picked a beautiful card, and overall, I feel like just by looking at the card so far is that you have a lot of options. You have a lot of people that love you. You have a lot of people that may be wanting your attention. And ain't that a good feeling? That you just have so many people that are adoring you for some reason. And you may not know who to choose. And, or maybe it's like you have all these options that you just like, should I even choose somebody? Because you like the attention. And I mean, like, hey, if you got it like that and you like the attention, just don't overindulge in it too much, If you're scared to choose, then one day the universe, God may choose for you. And sometimes when you have so many options and scared to choose, one day they just all disappear and you're like, dang, I had all these options, where'd they go? But let's get into it. You chose this card. And it says, the thoughts I think determine the relationships I attract. So it's like you may have just been in a moment of just feeling like, I want this person, I want that person, I want to go on these dates. And you may be just dating and you just don't know, like I said, which one to choose. You just going with the flow and just Loving the attention. Let's see. We definitely gonna pull some cards on for you, but that's just what I'm seeing so far. And on the back of this card, it says, not only does the power of thought determine which people make their way into our life, but it determines how they behave once they get there. You are the thinking, vibrating attractor of your experience, and the thoughts you think determine everything about the life that you live. As you turn your attention towards the positive aspects of the personalities and behaviors of others with whom you share your planet, you will train your point of attraction in the direction of only what you desire. So, what do you desire? Pile number 6. What do you desire, babe? What do you truly desire? Because if you're steady having all these options and you're just not choosing one, you may not want them. You may not. Because why hasn't one of them struck your attention? Why hasn't one of them came and really put it down on you where you like, dang, this is me? Or is the problem you? But we definitely gonna pull some cards, don't worry, because that's just what I'm getting so far. We're gonna pull some cards right now so we can determine what's going on and why you're single, because you're beautiful. So you have all these options. So what's going on? What's going on? Yep. All these options, but it's like a time period is coming where, and you know it, where you're going to have to make a decision. You're going to have to walk through the doors of change. A change is coming in your love life. Because the reason why you had all these options, the reason why you didn't choose was because none of them was really for you. And you knew it. So it was probably like you were using them just for the moment. You may be on apps and it's like, none of these people for you. So it's like you're just playing the field. Just, you may be even being a player in a sense, because it's like, these people ain't for you, child. And it's because you thought that you wanted X, Y, and Z. So you went and got it, but then it's like, meh, and you're not really satisfied with it. So a change is coming in your love life. And it's like, it's going to shake a few things up in your life, because it's like, I don't want to be a player no more. Because it's time to really just focus on you. Focus on what you truly want. Focus on the life that you truly want. Focus on the people that you want in your life. Focus on making you happy, filling up your cup. Because it's like, by you having all these options, it wasn't giving you time to really focus on you. It was a distraction. It was truly a distraction. All because you didn't want to focus on you. And it's like, it's time to start thinking more positive, start speaking more positive, because like I said, a change is coming. And it's time to really start realizing that you hold the power in your life. You have more control than what you think you have in your life. And it's time to really realize that you are meant to be happy. You are meant to have these people in your life. And I believe that you will have someone that is going to come in that is going to at least be somewhat fulfilling. It may not be marriage, but it's going to be fulfilling in a sense where you're going to be happy with that other person. Or it may be you coming into your happiness with yourself and merging your feminine and masculine energies within you, so you can be more happy, because these people that were around you just giving you all these different options and their love options, you already knew from the jump that they weren't really for you. You were just probably entertaining it. And it's time to move forward, and it's time to really start realizing that mentally you've been running. Mentally, you haven't been expressing yourself and how you truly feel. And it's time to let go of that. It's time to really let go of that and move forward and realize that you have more to offer than what you've been leading on. And that you have to really start listening to yourself, because you knew exactly that all these options maybe weren't for you. You were just keeping them along just to distract yourself. But I do see that a change is coming, like I said, and that um, there is going to be more alignment in your life with your love life. Um, you just first have to get to the other side of this change because, and I believe that the other side of the change is going to have to be you realizing that you've been running from yourself, realizing that you've been so hard on yourself, realizing that you are beautiful, you are unique, but you've been hiding from yourself because you've been so mean to yourself. And I don't know if it probably was your parents. It probably was most likely your parents growing up where they just criticized you for everything. And then you start criticizing yourself because you just wanted to be perfect for them. And then it was like you wanted to be perfect for everybody else, but at the same time, you couldn't allow yourself to be you. So it's like you brought in all these options. You got on these apps where you were just giving your energy away and just loving the energy that was coming towards you, even though you didn't fully love the people. You just loved the attention because it was people just telling you, hey, you're beautiful. Hey, I want to take you out. And you were just loving that attention. It was just attention. And that's why you have to make this major change in your life to move forward and mentally get to this better place in your life. Because mentally, you've been so scared. Mentally, you've been so screwed up. Mentally, you have been allowing life to just beat up on you. And it's time to face your fears. It's time to stop being so critical on yourself. It's time to stop running away from who you truly are and realize that, yes, you have so much worth to give. And it's like by you being so critical on yourself, it's just been making life just more harder and harder, where it's like you're trying to move forward. You're trying to do this. You're trying to do that. You're trying to be more loving on yourself. But at the same time, by you just thinking so much of these negative thoughts and so much of this critical thinking of just who you are, all because it stemmed from your parents and your childhood and your caregivers, it was like you couldn't really fully accept you. Wow. It's time to accept you. You don't have to have all these options. You don't have to have these people telling you that they love you and that they want to be with you, because they may just be talking. It's time for you to love you. It's time for you to make that sacrifice. It's time for you to realize what you bring to the table. It's time for you to stop being so obsessive with everything in your life. Even if it comes down to your work, you don't have to be perfect for these other people. And that's why you were scared to choose, because you felt like you had to be perfect. You felt like you couldn't really choose because you just knew, you knew that if you choose one person, that they may see your flaw and start critiquing you the way that you've been critiquing yourself. But it's time to make that sacrifice for the greater good. What are you going to sacrifice in your life to get you what you want, to get the love that you want? Because success is here. Success is here, baby. People see the value that you bring. People praise you. People see your beauty. But you just probably don't see your beauty, all because of this critical mind that you have. Yes, you have these options, because I see marriage. I see great foundations happening once you make this change. And once you start seeing your light, once you start seeing who you truly are, it's like you're going to come into this time period of realizing that, yes, you are beautiful. Once you make this change and stop and realizing that you have to stop, you have to start realizing that these negative thoughts didn't come from you. They came from your childhood of people just criticizing you. Because you have all these options, but it could be a million people telling you you're beautiful. But until you believe it, you ain't going to accept it. And you may just be feeling like all these other people have all these other options. You may be thinking that you are only attracting players. But baby, let me tell you, you're the player. And it's because you don't want to choose someone. because you're scared of them seeing your flaws because you're so hard on yourself. When you don't have to be, you're beautiful. Stop holding yourself back. Stop holding your creations back. Stop allowing yourself to just be so closed off, all because you're not seeing the value that you bring. It's time to step out into the limelight. It's time to let go of that past, let go of those past mistakes, let go of those past people, let go of just thinking that you can't choose somebody because they're going to see your flaws. Timing is everything. Show up on time for who you are. It's time to make those changes. It's time to stop being so critical. It's time to realize your power. It's time to realize what you bring to the table. Timing is everything. Show up on time because it's either now or never. Wow, wow, wow. You use relationships as a form of escapism. You use relationship as a form to escape from these mental blockages that you've been having. It's time to release, baby. You use these relationships. You are the player because it's like you don't want to fully, like I said, you don't want someone to see your flaws. You don't want people to tear you down like how they did when you were younger. It's time to let go of that. It's time to let go of that. Because love is here. It's time to open yourself up to it and realize that you don't have to be perfect. You do not have to be perfect. Whoever made you feel like that in the past, I'm not going to, you got to decide what you got to do with that person and those people that made you feel like that. And maybe it's you making yourself feel like you have to be perfect, but you don't. You bring so much to the table and you are beautiful. You have so many options. And it's time to make those changes, those necessary changes. And I'm going to leave it there. Pile number 7, how you feeling? How you feeling? I'm feeling great. Things is winding down and I'm feeling good. I hope you are too. With the energy that I'm picking up so far is yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's all I'm just hearing. That's all I'm just feeling right now. Wow. Yeah. So what do that yes mean? You're on the right path. You're on the right path so far. Yes. That's what I'm feeling. I feel like you've been doing some healing. You've been coming into balance. You let go of certain things and people. And I feel like you're on the right path. And you just needed that clarity of yes, you're on the right path. You chose this card. And it says the law of attraction assembles happy relationships. So it's like, yes, you've been doing the right things. You have been doing some healing work. You have been letting go of toxic patterns. So I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. And on the back of the card, it says the law of attraction cannot bring you a well-balanced, happy person if you are not yourself already that. The law of attraction, no matter what you do or say, will bring to you those who predominantly match the person who you predominantly are. Wow. If you are not happy with yourself or with your life, the attraction of a partner will only exaggerate the discord, because any action taken from a place of lack is always counterproductive. So I feel like you've been working on yourself. You have really just been doing some healing. You have really been seeing the light. You have really been embracing yourself and really just realizing certain behaviors that you've been doing that wasn't for the best. It didn't really suit you. So it's like you've been working on yourself, that I see so far, which is such a beautiful thing. And I'm so happy that you have been doing it. You may need to hydrate more. You may need to speak more positive. You may need to express yourself more. But you're on the right path. And that's, like I said, that's a beautiful thing. You have been attracting some beautiful things into your life. So let's see why you're single. The reason why you're single so far is that this feminine energy in you, you're not fully happy with it. The loving energy in you, you haven't been seeing. You kind of still been in the dark, but you have been on the right path. You have been. But it's like this emotion in you has been holding you back in some form or way. You have to work on this feminine energy of loving yourself, because it's like you've been pleasing everybody else, but you haven't been pleasing yourself. You've been pleasing your family, but you haven't been pleasing yourself. It's like you've been trying to be picture perfect, trying to clear everything up on the outside, but what about the inside? Because the law of attraction assembles happy relationships. So are you happy with yourself? I feel like, yes, you have been on the right path, but you're not happy with yourself all the way. You're still a little bit depressed. You're still a little bit people pleasing. And you're still a little bit critical on where you're at in life. It's like you're trying to move forward, but something keeps sucking you back in and making it harder for you to move. And it's because of these feelings that you've been having. And you've been having these feelings all because of your family, all because of you haven't fully taken out the time to heal all the way, which is okay. We don't have to be perfect, because you are, like I keep saying, you are on the right track. It's just that you have to emotionally get to this new place, this newness, emotionally get to this new form of living, emotionally let go of the lack of confidence, because it's like you are almost there, babe. You are almost there. You are almost there, but it's like you got to focus more on you. Stop trying to people please. Stop trying to make everybody else happy. What makes you happy? Because your heart has opened up, but it's like you may just be doing things in the shadows because you've been so critical on your life and so critical on others, that it's like you may feel like you can't fully get what you want because it's you have everybody else in your ear. You have everybody, you're thinking about everybody else, but what makes you happy? Your heart has truly opened up tremendously, and it's time to be more confident. And being more confident means that you can't please everybody. And that's what you've been trying to do, is please your family. Your family may be in the way of your happiness. And you may be gay or a little bit bisexual. You don't have to be, but you may be a little bit. And it's like you may feel like you can't fully get what you want. And it's like you're scratching at the surface of it, but it's like you're not fully embracing this feminine aspect, this love in you. You're not fully embracing it, because it's like, what is this person gonna think? What is that person gonna think? Am I gonna be able to do this because of X, Y, and Z? Am I gonna be able to do this if I do this, is it gonna make this person upset? Is it gonna make this person happy? And it's like you just try to get the icing off of the cake by maybe only just having sex, but you know you want more than just sex. You know that you want a true relationship, but it's like you may just be settling for sex, all because you're scared to make the choice to be in a relationship, all because it's like you're feeling like maybe you're not good enough all the way, or maybe you feel like you're not fully happy all the way, and you may just be feeling like you can't please anybody, which is ironic because you've been pleasing your family and pleasing friends and pleasing everybody else, and but not pleasing you, and you're scared that you may not be able to please the relationship, so you try to just hook up just because you try to get the icing off the cake, but that's not truly what you want. That's truly not what you want. It's not what you truly want. It's time to be more confident in yourself. Be more open. Be more open, because love is really knocking at your door, but you just have to focus a little bit more on you, focus a little bit more on loving yourself, because love is here, but it's like you push it away, and by just thinking that you're just a body, all because you don't want to go through what relationships can do to you, because it's like you just don't want to please nobody else. You feel like maybe you don't have the energy, maybe you don't have the time, maybe you don't have whatever. But success is here. People see your progress that you've been making. People see your beauty. People see you for who you are, but it's like you're not seeing that the world is your oyster. You're not seeing that because of this lack of happiness. This new passion wants to come in. Someone is at the door. This new passion wants to come in, but you're blocking it. You're blocking it. Because sexually, you just are having problems with intimacy. Because your mind and heart is out of balance. And it's time to have more faith in yourself, in your love life. Listen to your heart and allow your mind to figure out a way to get what you want. Have more faith. Have more faith. So the cards that I just pulled for you, that I wrote personally, of just random things that are keeping you single. The first one that popped up is you have problems with intimacy. So you have to work on being vulnerable with others. You have to work on realizing what you truly want out of the person that you're with, and realizing what truly pleases you. And stop hiding yourself to please your family or please other people. I'm going to pull two more for you. This one. And this one. You have to realize that love is here, and you have to open yourself up to it. Stop blocking it. Stop pushing people away, all because of whatever. Love is here in your life, and it's time to open yourself up to it. Stop running from you and from other people. It's time to focus on you. Me is your third one that I pulled, which is indicating to me that it's time to focus on you. Focus on what you truly want out of life. Focus on everything that makes you happy. Stop worrying about everybody else. Focus on you, because love is here. And you just have some intimacy problems, all because you have to have more trust. You have to have more trust. You have to realize who's for you and what things are for you. And I'm going to leave it there. What's up, pile number 8? I have made it through the storm, and baby, you are the last group. So what storm are you facing? Because I feel as though already from your group that there are just some things on your back that you are ready to release. I feel like you went through the storm and now you are stronger than you were before, and that the storm is, you still may be going through the storm or the storm just ended, but nonetheless, I just feel like it made you stronger, and now it's time to fully pack your bags and start on this new adventure because you are stronger than what you need, than what you were before. And I believe that's why you went through the storm, to realize what you've been holding for so many years that truly hasn't been benefiting you. So without further ado, I am going to get into your cards at this moment so we can get some clarity as to what's truly happening and to see what is up. What is up with the what's up, like, for real? I don't know. I don't know. It's like, stop. Mm, what's up with the what's up? For real. You may have put out your own light from being in this storm, but this storm truly helped you, is what I'm feeling so far. And what I'm feeling so far is that it truly has. It's been like a helping hand to you, whether you see it or not. And I'm just want to clear out some stuff. Yeah, you're clearing out some stuff. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. I feel like once you make it through, it's going to be so much more peace. It's going to be so much more peace. It really is. Once you make it through. Seriously. So, you chose this card, and you already, wow, okay. So this is going to be a reading that's maybe a little intense. So I just want to prepare you. I'm going to be as tactful and be mindful, because I believe that it may be a lot, because you may be going through a lot, or maybe just recently been through a lot. So you chose the card. It says, I can get from an unwanted to a wanted relationship, which indicates to me that you just have to have a little bit more faith that, yes, you may be going through the eye of the storm, you may be in the midst of it, but you can get from an unwanted to a wanted relationship. And on the back, it says, as you walk away from one unpleasant situation, the law of attraction will bring another that feels very much like it, and usually quickly. You just cannot get from there. You cannot get there from there. To get to where you want to be, to that place of feeling better, you have to reach for alignment between you and you. I'm going to read that again. As you walk away from one unpleasant situation, the law of attraction will bring another that feels very much like it, and usually quickly. You just cannot get from there to get to where you want to be. You walking through this unpleasant place, and it's like you went from one unpleasant thing to another unpleasant thing, and the reason why you felt like it was so unpleasant from this thing to that thing, where it was like, God, I'm just trying to get to a better place in my life. Why did it feel like I just got to this worst situation? And the reason why was because you have to feel better. You have to get more in alignment with yourself. And just by walking away from certain things and running away from certain things does not mean that, like, everything is just going to magically change. You have to work on yourself. You have to work on your alignment. And wow, this is going crazy over here. It's like you have to work on your peace. You have to work on more of, like, just saving yourself, in a sense, not looking for someone to save you, not looking for X, Y, and Z. You have to get to this better alignment place. For you, getting yourself feeling good before you take action is always the best process for when you do not feel good. You cannot be inspired to any action that will solve the problem. You have to be more in alignment with you. You can't run from your situations and think, oh, if I move, or if I get in this new relationship, or if I have this new sexual partner, that it's going to be better than the last. No, if you don't feel more in alignment with yourself, you're going to end up in the same exact situation. And when I say that, the first thing that comes to my mind is that whole saying, oh, if you want to get over a man or get over a woman, go lay with somebody else. No, you don't do that dumb ish. You do that dumb stuff, you're going to find yourself in the exact same situation or maybe in a worse situation. And that's why you're going through the storm that you're going through at this moment, is because there's been so much confusion. There's been so much hurt that you just been running away from. But you can't run from yourself, babe. You can't. You cannot run from yourself. That's why you're in the eye of the storm right now. That's why. And like I said, I'm going to be mindful because you have been going through a lot. And I don't want to just come and seem like I'm attacking you, but it's like you have to be more in alignment with yourself. You can't think that a relationship is going to save you. Mentally, you have to be your own savior. Mentally, you have to focus on you. You have to feel more emotions for you. You can't be pleasing everybody. You have to please you. You have to realize that you can make it happen. Realize that you have the power to get to your success. Realize that you have the power to get everything that you want, but it's like you're not feeling really confident in the connection that you have with the higher powers. It's like they're talking to you, they're helping you, they're really just trying to be there for you, but it's like you being so shy and you being so timid is really holding you back. And it's like, no, you have to really focus on yourself and be more confident and not be worrying about what everybody else gonna think and not be so focused on what everybody else is gonna say. Focus on you. Realize that yes, you are heartbroken. You are. You are heartbroken. And I feel like you've just been going from one heartbreak to the next heartbreak to the next heartbreak, trying to get in a relationship thinking that it's going to make you feel better. I'm feeling a lot of Scorpios looking at this right now. I'm feeling Aquarius as well, but it's like you can, and maybe Gemini, but you don't have to be none of that. I don't even really usually say that. That just came to me at this moment, that it's just like, yes, you may be heartbroken, but it's time to have a new way of thinking. It's time to have a new way of communicating. It's time to have a new way of communicating with yourself, realizing what you bring to the table, and realize that, yes, you do have a great connection with spirit, and spirit didn't just leave you. God didn't just leave you. It's the simple fact that you left yourself thinking that somebody else was going to come into your life and save you, when it's like it's time to connect with your heart chakra. It's time to let go of those past hurts. It's time to let go of those insecurities that's just been weighing you down, because you've just been people pleasing this whole entire time, and without you even pleasing yourself. So it's like, when are you going to focus on you? When are you going to put yourself first? When are you going to open up your heart to realize that, yes, you wear your heart on your sleeve, but you don't have to give your heart away to every individual that you meet thinking that it's going to lead to marriage. Stop trying to make something that's supposed to be 2 months last forever. Some people come into your life for a season. Some people come into your life for a reason. You have success here. You really do. But you may not be seeing it. You may not be seeing it. And it's like, you have success. You have newness here. You have built a new foundation by going through this storm. And it's time to see that. It's time to really see exactly what you bring to the table, because you bring so much to the table that it's time to really start realizing that who you are. It's like you have so much fire in you, and it's just burning everywhere. Truly, it's burning everywhere. Whether you burning bridges, whether you fall in love so quickly that it's like, soon as it begins is when it's over. And it's time to bring more balance into your love life by realizing that nobody's going to come and save you. You have to save yourself. You have to realize what you bring, realize who you are, realize that no one can come and save you. You have to save yourself and start on this new journey. The reason why you're single, is because you've been hurt so many times, you're starting to lose faith. You've been hopping from one thing to the next, just so ready to find love. When it's like, yes, it's good that you're putting yourself out there for the competition. But at the same time, you have really been heartbroken this whole entire time because you've been thinking, if I go from this situation to this situation, it's going to make me feel better. But it hasn't. So let's see what you got. You're scared to express yourself. You have to be more open. And I don't know if this is a good thing or bad thing. You'd be the determinator, but it's saying that you're career focused. So is that good or bad? You will only know from the relationships that you have been calling into your life. And I want to get you one more. That's this one. Give love to yourself. Give love to yourself. I don't make this up. I just randomly chose into my pile. So I'm going to leave it at that. What I'm hearing so far is that you're almost out of the storm. It's just that you have to make a few little more changes. You really do. Let me get one more card for you because I feel you for this one. I love you already. It's crazy. You have such a big heart. But it's time to let go of those toxic patterns. It's time to let go of those toxic thoughts that's just been holding you back. Nobody is going to come and save you. You save you. And I'm going to leave it at there. It's time to have a new thinking process. Start new patterns in your life. Realize what's deserving of you and what's not deserving of you. Mwah.